Give call meeting order. At 2:02. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
That's the old one, not this one.
Okay, the purpose of the board meeting is conducting business of the district. The board welcomes community's comments. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per person, with a total of 10 minutes for the community comment. If an individual or a group is disrupting the meeting, the board chair has the discretion to remove them from the meeting. Comments regarding specific staff will not be allowed during public meetings. So per RCW 9A 76-180, intimidating a public servant. So making threats or against a public official, that's a Class C felony. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. Also, RCW 9A 84-030, disorderly conduct. Once the community comment section is over, that means it's over. No more comments. Any comments whatsoever, and that is considered disorderly conduct, which is a misdemeanor. We ask every meeting to limit that, and every meeting we go over the same thing. And I don't want to kick everybody out of the room just because of one individual. So, with that being said,
But before you guys start, can you make sure that the Zoom is working and that people can comment?
oh yeah,
They were not able to last time.
okay, certainly, thank you. All right. Do we have any community comments?
Oh, go ahead. You go. Okay. So I have comments regarding Shelton Journal dated 7/13. Wilder commented, "Nobody has stepped up, only one person showed interest. Myself, Marjorie Azzaro, applied for the first and second open positions on 6/19 and 7/7. I received an email and verbal confirmation of my application. Nicholas Jones applied for the second open position and is also running for the Wilder position to be vacated. That shows community members are interested in the openings." Wilder also stated in the meeting and the journal, "We don't have to advise, interview, don't have to do none of it." Per RCW 4212.070 states to appoint a qualified person to fill the vacancy. Per SNR law memorandum dated 7/10, item 2 under procedures states, "The process must be structured so that it is non-discriminatory." Per state auditor's recommendation, establish a nepotism policy that family members do not have the authority to appoint relatives. Myself and Nicholas Jones have been discriminated against. Submitting a records request is per SNR law memorandum dated 7/10, item 3 under procedures states, "Applications and letters of interest for appointments are subject to disclosure under the Public Records Act." And I have made those requests multiple times and have not received anything. Per fraud allegations investigation by Burke Law dated March 27, 23, page 24 states, "I have difficulty rationalizing how the fire chief, Kelly Walsworth, can simultaneously be a clerk, firefighter, and EMT for the district at an additional charge." Per SNR law letter dated 7/10, item 5 under qualifications calls out, "No contractual conflict of interest with the district, i.e. contractual relationships with the districts that exceed $1,500 per month in compensation." We've seen excessive compensation to Kelly with the district that is over and above what your lawyers have submitted as legal. Per auditor's fraud report, district response, "The commissioners are committed to operating transparently and in full compliance with the law." Not true. Wilder continually states they will not answer any questions per their attorney Brian Stern. This indicates that the commissioners work for the attorney and not for the community. The commissioners also stated they are confident that the investigation will determine that no fraud occurred. Their investigation has not proven this, nor has there been any redaction from the state auditor's office. Per Thomas G. Burke, the district's consistent failure to provide solid supporting data is an unwilling or unable scenario, but it is clear frustration for the state auditor's office and for me, which was an attorney that SNR hired for your investigation. The district was requested to establish internal controls to ensure compliance with the state law and the safeguarding of public funds, also known as my tax dollars, from loss or misappropriation. So I'm requesting public records of where you have completed conflicts of interest and code of ethics, open public meetings acts, annual filings of financial reports, use of district vehicles, disbursements, payroll, cash reporting. I am putting in the official request to see where you've done this. It's been over a year that you've been instructed by the auditor's office to implement these recommendations. So my ending comment is in the report. It also states, we do not examine every transaction, etc. So this indicates that there could actually be more violations committed by the fire district that the auditor did not bring to fruition. So I think at some point, I think every record should be reviewed. Thank you.
Mrs. Ojera, you have a copy of that records request that you had with all that on there?
Yes, I got it right here. Yeah, you can have a copy.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm asking for you. You're just gonna leave a copy
Okay,
for us.
yeah.
Thank-
Rachel, can you mute the
Thank you.
participants on Zoom? Thank you.
You can't mute yourself if you're not in here. Over the, sorry. Can you put that on the desk over
So,
Does she have a comment? She has a comment, it's not coming through.
Do your speakers not work? She does have a comment.
Yeah, it's not muted.
You have to turn your
The
speakers
volume?
on.
No, the speakers are on.
Is your volume down?
okay, Kirsten, while we're fixing that, I'm gonna
Right
take, Trina, is that right? All right. I'm sorry about that. Trina,
Yes. First of all, I want to comment that the notice of today's meeting was not officially posted until this morning, sometime after 10:30, which provided most people about 4 hours of notice of this meeting. Prior to this morning, only the June 20th meeting was posted, and the agenda was hidden under a false date, and it included mention of April minutes in the agenda, and it was dated June 20th.
okay, one second. What time did you say that was posted this morning, Trina?
It, sometime after 10:30, because I checked around.
Okay, I just want to clarify,
10:30.
were you notified in advance?
I was.
Well, okay.
But the public
I
was
okay,
not.
right.
The public
Right.
was not.
Right.
You still refuse to post the prior meeting minutes on your website, and today you have not even provided them here for us to see. So we have no minutes from your prior meeting. I did not see any minutes up there.
It's just the all special meeting minutes that should be up there.
The special meeting minutes would
And
be
then-
July minutes, which would be in the August meeting. Any meeting held in
What
July
about
would
the June regular meeting?
be June,
The-
okay.
That's not been posted. Every meeting, Buck, you tell us they're on the website, and they never are, ever. Also today, okay, Thank you. I apologize, they apparently are here, June 20th.
Was it, we're,
They still are not online though, like you say, they always are.
okay.
I also have a public records request today. I request a copy of the policy or meeting minutes in which the posting and notification to the public of Fire District 12 vehicles or equipment that will be surplus has been established. I would like to know publicly where this information is officially posted, how long it's required to be posted before an item is sold through surplus under the fire district. And also, if there is no written official policy of this matter, I request that you create one for the public's information. My last conversation with you was that you simply posted on the window out there. Well, that is not public notice. I also request to know if the firm Chamelli, Sitkin and Davis attorneys has been hired by the fire district for district business, or is it for representation of members of the board? I also repeat my multiple requests that you provide to me in accordance with the law the information I have previously requested under RCW 4256 and specifically 4256-530, and that you have failed to provide to me. I requested these on December 7th, or excuse me, 27th, January 17th, June 22nd, July 7th. I have not received one single response to those except for one, when Rachel emailed me and said they would provide the information by a certain date, and I never got the information. I would like to have that information. I have a copy here for you and a copy to your attorneys. And I would like this, please, to be read into the record as part of the minutes of this meeting.
I think there's a bunch of comments that need to be monitored.
Okay, so, yeah. Let's go back and see if we can get Kirsten.
She said everybody else on the Zoom can hear her. It's just we can't hear her.
That we just can't hear her, is all?
Let me see if I can adjust the microphone. Or if it's plugged in all the way.
They've worked every meeting,
Yeah.
It didn't work last meeting.
because that's when,
They didn't work last meeting.
last meeting, it was a meeting before that you were the voice that Bill Johnson was questioning. All right, I apologize for that.
Do you want to take over?
No, we're still not hearing Kirsten.
Is it like into the in the chat speaker?
I'll just call her.
Okay,
Good idea.
because if you could, she could just
She
be
could-
on her speaker.
Yeah, she could call that number, I believe.
No.
Yes. Everyone's listening. Speak loudly though.
Okay, so, yeah, Kristen Backholler, here's my public comments. I see that we have RCWs printed on this meeting's agenda. I'd like to also point out RCW 9846-020 for the fire commissioner's information, which states in short that individuals can be charged for knowingly and without authority threatening bodily injury, mental harm, or loss of safety. And just in general, I would just encourage everybody to conduct themselves civilly and ratchet down the rhetoric and the threatening behavior, because this is all going to play out through the courts the way it's supposed to, and it's not benefiting anyone or anything with the threats of physical violence. So I hope that that subsides. I would also like to restate my records request made earlier that the meeting materials, especially copies of vouchers that the board receives for approval and copies be made available to the public online in advance of the meeting to review, so we know what the money's being spent on, and we can provide comment or questions on that at the meeting, which is the intent of that. You are allowed to share those meeting materials before they're approved. The prior assertion that you cannot share them until they're approved is actually not correct. So you can either choose to fulfill my request by putting them on the website. That would satisfy my request, or you can forward them to my email address that you have. So just to be really specific, I want a copy of like the board packet from last meeting and for this meeting and the meetings moving forward, please. If you could put them on the website, that would be fine. Also, my earlier request for information included an explanation of what the newest legal firm out of Bellingham has been retained to do for the district. And so I know the community would really appreciate an explanation of what we're paying the new firm to do and what the public business case is for retaining them. Thank you.
Could you recap that?
Can you share
that? We could hear it.
So
Recap.
she mentioned some RCWs about the threatening, which Buck already did earlier, that it's gonna play out in court, and so just to keep that down. And then she asked for, the board packets and the vouchers, which I know we've asked for before, the voucher numbers and specifically what they say, or what they're for, not the numbers, but what they're for, and that to be provided ahead of time as well, and that it doesn't need to be approved for them to be provided. And then also what the new attorney is being retained for.
All right, and we did receive the email with most of the stuff that Kirsten just mentioned. And I agree with the rhetoric. You know, the rhetoric's gotta stop. We can't resolve any of this with the ongoing threats at every meeting. And outside the meeting for that matter. So. All right, with that being said, community comment section is closed. I thank the community for the comments.
Why is the community comment section closed?
It's only allowed 10 minutes.
We allow 10 minutes, Mrs. Stewart. It's the same every meeting as it has been for, and unfortunately,
I thought you allowed 2 minutes per person, but you allowed quite a bit more than
Up
that.
to 10 minutes.
2
Yeah.
minutes per person, 10 minutes total.
Correct.
yeah, it's been in the minutes,
But
you know,
you
in the
allowed a
agenda
lot
every
more than
time.
2 minutes per person.
Okay, I apologize that some of the community members went over their 2 minutes. I apologize for
And there
that.
was technical difficulties.
And, yeah, and we had the speaker issue, so. And we went well over the 10 minutes, so. All right, with that being said, we'll move on to our consent agenda.
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 20th and June 22nd, and vouchers 102 through 115 for a total of $7,535.54.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the consent agenda, including vouchers 102 through 115 for a total of $7,535.54. All in favor? Aye. Motion is carried.
I want to know if the vouchers, each one are individually for. I raised my hand and I want to know if the vouchers are for individually. Not a conglomeration of them.
Okay, Virginia, I'm gonna ask you to leave at this time, please. I'm just asking you to leave, please. I apologize to everybody else. We just went over this. Amanda just addressed what you're addressing again.
Okay, I
And this is
apologize. I didn't hear Amanda, what she had to say. I apologize to the community and to Amanda
Okay.
and to you.
Okay, but I just specified that when community comment section is over, it's over. So at this point, this would be considered disorderly conduct. We go over this every meeting. So, I'm not sure why we have to go over it every meeting. You know, we keep hearing that everybody wants everything done according to an order, but yet they don't want to follow the order. Not everybody, and I take that back. I'm not accusing everybody not following the order. Some community members went over their 2 minutes. It's hard to get in, I guess, everything you have to say in 2 minutes. It is. So, I apologize for that. We will post the vouchers and what they are. The vouchers we have just approved are quarterly checks for call stipend. That's all they are. So, they will be posted, and that's all they are, is call stipend. They're paid quarterly. So, that's all it is. With the exception of our secretary's pay. I take that back, I was wrong. So, that is there. The secretary's pay, and the rest is call stipend. All right. So, Virginia, would you please?
Where you have the thing already.
Thank you. I apologize. All right. So, we have no executive. We don't have any old business this time. Our new business is a nepotism policy that we need to review.
Can you guys read the policy out loud?
So we have two policies we're reviewing, and they will not be voted on today. So at the next general meeting, there will be a policy. And there will be a policy number associated with both policies at that time. And at that time, we will vote on one, the board will. And they will, at that time, when the policies are going to be, we can put them online too. Today. So both.
They're online, you said, right now?
No, it's not.
Oh, you're going to, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So at the next general meeting is when it would be voted on. We have to review them, and then we vote the next meeting.
Will copies be provided at the next meeting, Doug? Thank you.
The biggest problem is trying to find a policy that fits the department, just like every other little rural fire department is. You know, if you go back to when this fire department was started, the chief's son was a commissioner. There's always been family, always. So. You have any questions on either one of these policies? Do you have any questions on either one of these policies? further questions on them. At the conclusion of the meeting, we will post these on the website, both of these policies. So, that being said, Rachel, do we have any correspondence?
Just the public records request that were already mentioned in the meeting.
Okay.
So there's no chief's report?
Your agendas. Or do we have the wrong one?
No, we haven't had
Nope.
a chief report for a long time.
Okay.
Oh, it just says chief's report, but it
It
doesn't.
doesn't, even though we've had those, we never had chief report.
Our chief got hung up at work and could not attend, so that is why there is no chief's report from him. But, yes, there would have been a chief's report. I know he spoke, I believe he spoke at the last meeting.
Is there any way we can change the time later in the day so working people can get here? That's just a request.
I would be willing to speak with you when the meeting's over, Bruce, if you'd like.
I thought it adjourned.
No, I didn't. No,
Let's see. Yeah, let's do it.
no. All right, so.
I don't have anything for them.
So I do. At the conclusion of this meeting, at the conclusion of this day, I am resigning as a commissioner. I will continue to serve the community as a volunteer firefighter and EMT. But as far as a commissioner, I am resigning at the end of this day. So,
So will my application be accepted?
all the applications that have been provided to this point are still here, so I couldn't tell you what's happened with them at
Okay,
this
just
time.
confirm you
But-
still have me on the list.
So, with that being said, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. 2:30. Thank you all for attending.
Public